Hello everyone, welcome to the Friday review, and today I'm going to do my review on the Aula SI-859 backlit gaming keyboard. I got this to review actually from them. So yeah, let's get started with the review. So overall, I've used this keyboard for a few days, and so far I have no issue with it. It took some time to get used to because for some reason the keyboard's like shifted for some reason. I don't know why. It just seems like the keys are like shifted to this side more than a traditional keyboard. I think it's because they didn't add any keys. It's just how they designed the inno key and different things, how they shifted the keys over a little bit to add another key in the row, and that's why it seems shifted to me, because I'm not used to that. So that is one thing that I kind of a little bit annoyed about, but because it did take time to get used to, but after I got used to it, I did pretty good typing and different things. This keyboard is actually surprisingly very silent when you're typing on it. I was really surprised by that, to see that, because I was expecting it to be loud and different things, because typically with these cheaper gaming keyboards you don't really get a nice typing experience with them, but this one you do, so that is really nice. You have a 4-size backspace key, which I love. Some gaming keyboards, they have a small key, backspace key, or they have some weird backspace key, but this is actually a 4-size backspace key, so typing things, like I use this to type a few reviews, I was able to easily type it because the backspace is nice and it's a 4-size backspace. The shift key, it is a little bit longer. I kept looking at it to see exactly if I'm seeing things, but it is slightly bigger than most standard keyboards. As you can tell, this keyboard does have backlit. Has a backlight to make all the keys light up. You can change this to 3 colors. You can change it to... This is how you change it. You press the function, and over here you press 5. That changes colors. You got blue, red, and they call this purple, but I kind of call it pink because it's a little pink to me. And then you can also have it where the keyboard fades like that. And it has different fade options where you can have it fast or slow, or you can also change the brightness. Like that, and you can have it completely off if you don't even want a backlight. There you go. So that is nice that they included that. They also include where you can disable the Windows key, and it also has an indicator light up here that shows you that you disabled it. So that is really nice. So they did think about that when designing this keyboard. The glossiness kind of gets to me. I don't really like the glossiness. They should have went with matte, where you don't get fingerprints and different things, especially down here. They should have did all matte instead of a little bit of matte and then glossy, because it does get a lot of fingerprints. So that's one thing I kind of do not like. They say this has a laser carving characters, which overall, for a cheap keyboard, the carvings are actually pretty good. So overall, this keyboard is a pretty nice keyboard to get if you're wanting a cheap gaming keyboard that don't have a lot of features and different things. Like my Logitech one that I just bought is a G510S. I got a pretty good deal on it. So I decided, why not just pick it up? I know it's an older keyboard, but it still had the LCD screen, so I was like, this isn't that bad of a buy. And then I do actually use the programmable buttons, so that is nice. This is a plug-and-play keyboard, so there is no software at all. I've used keyboard in Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7. It works in all those operating systems. It works in OS X. So that is nice that it works with everything. Because I did have a gaming keyboard that I reviewed that did not work with Mac OS X, and I even contacted the company, and they're like, yeah, the driver is a little bit different. I was like, how do you mess up a keyboard driver? But overall, if you are in need of a keyboard, this is a nice keyboard to pick up. It's really cheap. Right now, it's $23. So it's not that bad of a keyboard to pick up for $23. How long it would last, not quite sure. You do get a year warranty, so if it dies within the year, you will be able to get another one. But overall, this is a nice keyboard, and I would highly recommend picking one of these up if you are in need of a cheap gaming keyboard or just want a nice typing keyboard. This is the keyboard to get. So yeah, hope you like this review. If you are interested in picking this keyboard up, I will leave a link down below where you can. And I will see you in the next one. And like I said, please like, subscribe, comment, and share if you like this video. And I'll see you in the next one.